Hey guys, what's up? My name is Yuvi, the only Indian Gran Turismo sports YouTuber in this whole wide world. Just before I start this video, start commenting on it, I just want to say thank you to all the people who have subscribed to my channel and helped me reach to the goal of 200 subscribers, which I had set for before the coming of summer of this year. Thank you so much guys that you have subscribed. It had made my day and I couldn't believe it. One more thing guys, if you are a new subscriber or you have subscribed in the last few days, please leave a comment that you are one of the subscribers and that you have subbed, because somehow I do not get notification who had subscribed or who had not. So please guys, leave a comment that you have subbed. I will surely reply you back with a thank you. Thank you so much guys for subscribing to my channel, and I hope you enjoy today's video. So this is our third race of the week, and I am again at Bathurst for today's race, and I'm again in my Mustang Group 3 car, and I think it's a really comfortable car to drive on this track. I did try to race in GTR. I did try it for a few laps in qualification sessions, but for some reason I just couldn't control it. It is a very tail happy car in my opinion, and it was just not for me for this track. It was really hard for me to control it around the bends on the top of the mountain, and I just couldn't handle it. So I went back to my usual comfort zone, which is my Mustang. So for this race we qualified at third or fourth I think, and the Jaguar has a very bad internet connection, and you will see throughout the race that he will be creating a lot of problems for us, and at one point I almost lost my control because of this. So anyways guys, also keep a track of the guy behind us, the Russian. He's a very good racer, but over here I think he braked a little bit late, or maybe I braked a little bit early, and he goes wide onto the grass, and I actually saw him coming from the behind on the radar. Otherwise I don't know where we would have ended up. To be honest, if I would have not kept track of my surroundings, he would have bumped into us and we would have gone all the way onto the grass, and that would have completely ruined our race here. So at this moment I'm just trying to be in the split stream of the guys ahead and try to be as close as possible, so that if anybody makes a mistake I could take advantage of it. As I repeatedly said before, I'm not a very aggressive driver. I like to be more defensive, and I like to take advantage of people's mistake, and that is always my strategy. I'm that kind of a racer who doesn't like to take a risk unless I am super desperate. But on this track I do not want to be desperate. Now as you saw that Jaguar went really slow all of a sudden while taking the right corner before climbing the mountain, but because the internet connection is so bad that he actually was in front of us, but we couldn't know. I mean, it is really hard to manage around a person or around a car or around a player who has a really bad connection of the internet. Anyways guys, I made a little bit of mistake over there while on the top of the mountain, and that has let us get behind the guys ahead, and we have created a gap of 1.1 or 1.1 seconds from the guys ahead, which has costed us a little bit of time, and the guy behind might have gained a few tenths of a second on us, but for some reason there's a gap between us of 3.8 seconds. Just keeping track of that gap from the guy behind us in the fourth position. He's actually in the GTR, and to be honest, GTR is a really great car for this track, but it is very tail happy in my opinion, because it is a twin turbocharged car. It creates a lot of power at a high RPM, and if you push your car too hard, it will create a lot of wheel spin, and you might lose grip in the back and you might spin. So it's a little bit tricky to control in my opinion, whereas Mustang is a supercharged car. It does not have a turbo, so it creates a lot of torque on the low RPM, so that actually helps us to get a lot of acceleration but does not lose any grip, whereas in comparison to GTR, in which a turbo car requires a high RPM to create a lot of power. So guys, as we start our lap number 3rd, again you see that Jaguar has completely lost its speed, but that was just a trick, I don't know, a hallucination, he just popped right back in front of us, but throughout the race he was very clean. He raced very nice, and I think if he didn't have internet connection problems, I think we might have created a lot of battles around this track throughout the race. But because his connection is really bad, and I know that I'm actually very nervous around him at this point, because I don't know at one point whether he really bumped into the wall and he's going really slow, or what is going on, and I just don't want to go through him to take the position, because I'm thinking that if it's a car, if he genuinely is getting slow, I might hit him and lose a bunch of speed. Now over here Jaguar took over the Mustang, and and we came really close to the Mustang, and I really had to brake hard over here, and that has led my car to lose a little bit of grip in the back. You saw that, and because of that we couldn't take the second position, but it's okay. Jaguar is able to take back his position at the podium at number 1, and we are back at the Mustang, behind the Mustang at number 3. So far we are very comfortable at the position we are in, and we are just trying to preserve. I'm just trying to preserve my tires over here, because Mustang seems to be very, very bad after lap number 4. Once you're finished with 4th and your 5th lap started, the car just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel that the car has any grip, and you actually get very, very slow because of that. The steering wheel of my sim rig actually felt very light right after lap number 4 when the 5th start, and while climbing the mountain it created a lot of problems for me. I actually lost a lot of confidence in this car because of that. I'm really I think that is one of the reasons why I have not won any race this week, even though I've been in the podium in 2 or 3 races, but I have not won any races, because majority of the time GTRs are really fast in the second stint, which is after lap number 4. Like I said, you'll see in this race, throughout this race, the guy in the 4th has been really no, actually he's not close at all at this point, but you will soon see that he will come really fast towards us, and we will have some really nice battles with him. But so far the race has gone really nice, and we are just sitting behind these guys and waiting for any mistake to happen and take advantage of it. So as you saw here, Mustang made a little bit of mistake, and we came onto the inside of this corner, and we take that position very easily. He bumped into the wall. I let go of my gas a little bit just so that I could easily get into the inside line and don't bump him and give him all the momentum, and we lose a bunch of time and be settled in 3rd again. So over here we are able to get a position ahead, and now we are hunting for the number 1 position. So let's see what happens ahead. Now guys, as you can see that we have started lap number 7. I've jumped up a little ahead, around 2 laps from 5th and 6th, because nothing much happened. I stayed in the position number 2, but as you can see at this time, the Russian behind us, who was around 4 seconds behind us at lap number 4, is right behind us at this point, and my grip levels are actually going down, so I am a little bit slower in comparison to the previous laps. So just keep the eye on the delta over there. Right now the Russian in the GTR is around 1 second behind us, and you'll see that by the end of this lap where he will end up, and it will create some really good moments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this video, and please leave a comment below if you subscribe, because I do not get a notification, and it would give me a pleasure to reply you back, to be honest. So just a reminder again, please do not forget to do that. Anyways guys, as we come to the corkscrew corners, I'd like to say that these are corkscrew because they remind a lot of in Laguna Secas. So as we come to the hairpin, now the Russian in the GTR is just under 5/10 of a second behind us, and as you can see here, the Jaguar seems to be stuck in the wall, but again it's an hallucination, fault of the internet, and actually he's way ahead, 2 point some seconds ahead of us. So at this point he is right next to us. He's overtaking us onto the outside line for the next corner, and he overtakes us. I did not bump him, so he takes the position. I do bump him a little bit over here. I give him a flash of light that I'm really sorry, I did not mean to do it, and he actually let his blinkers go and let me know that it is okay, no problem. So over here also I braked. I don't know what happened. I bumped him again, and I'm really sorry for that. I actually slowed down so that he could take over, because it was not my position to take, because I bumped him and I let him know that I'm again really sorry by flashing my lights into his rear view mirror, and he said it's okay by flashing his blinkers. So right now, as you can see, that GTR in my opinion is a better car in comparison to Mustang in terms of grip levels, because after lap number 4, by this start of lap number 5th, Mustang loses a bunch of grip, and it is really hard to manage this car after that. But whereas in both races, this race and the previous video that I've uploaded, in both races GTR was easily able to catch up to me right after 4th lap. At this point, GTR rules. GTR is the perfect car for this race, whereas Mustang is okay car for this race. But Mustang is way easier to drive in comparison to GTR. Like I said before, GTR is a very tail happy car, but over here I'm okay with Mustang. I have no issues with it. So at this point, I'm just trying to be right in his slipstream, not make any mistake, because I know if once we are at the straight, back end straight, I'm easily able to get next to him and maybe overtake him and take that position back. So let's see what happens, guys. Now, as you can see, we are at the hairpin. I'm right behind him, so this will give us a humongous amount of opportunity and speed and slipstream to take that position easily, and we go way inside onto the and I don't think that's I think this is a defensive line, and that's the other one is the attacking line. So we take the defensive line, and we go onto the outside for this corner, and we come onto the defense. I defend, and he's on the outside, but it's not enough for him to go around me, and I easily cement this position in the second place. So now as we come to the last corner for the lap number 8, I brake at the right time, but he doesn't brake at the right time, and he bumps me wide, and I go spin, and over here I was like, this race is over, I'm not getting any podium. And I was not able to control my car because tires were dirty, grip levels were super low, and I just couldn't control couldn't get the car on the track at all, because traction control was off. Everything was just me and the car. But the great thing is, as you can see on the left side over there, he was actually waiting for me to come. Another great race, another great driver. This shows that when you progress through your DR, as you go up and up and up by getting more and more points, you actually start racing with a bunch of clean drivers in comparison to when you start your game. You're in the lower lobbies and everybody's dirty. He was actually waiting for me for that long period of time. He must have lost a bunch of position. He was at second, but we took him, so he was at third, we were at second. He must be at the end of the track at this point, but it does not matter for people like us, for racers like us who like to race clean. It doesn't matter for us whether winning or not. What matters is racing clean, fair and fast, and that's what this driver is about. A huge respect to him. I'm so lucky to be racing with these kind of guys, and I hope that you guys also always get to race with these kind of guys. Anyways guys, so far we have ended up in 6th all the way from the 2nd, and now the battle is for the 6th. It's the last lap. Grip levels are almost done, tires are shot, there is literally no grip in the car. As you can see, I am extremely slow through the corkscrew. I'm gonna call it corkscrew, I don't know what the name of it is, of this corner is. So, but still I'm trying to get as close as possible to the Corvette ahead, but I think it won't be enough, because Corvette is another car which is super fast in this on this track, and it is also in the top 10 in my region, and I don't think we'll be able to come really close to it. But we are being hunted by a Spaniard in the BMW M3 GT3 car. I'm not sure what class it is from, but over here he comes right next to us. I go defensive and I brake at the right moment. He doesn't bump us, and we easily secure this position so far at number 6. But over here again we are under attack by him, so I keep my car in the center of the track and I take this corner very gently. He's right behind us, and over here we come through the finish line at position number 6. And this was a really good race. Had a really great battle with that Russian in the GTR, but eventually we got spun. Ended all the way back to 6th from 2nd and started at 3rd. I think I was at 3rd. But no worries, no problem, until it is clean racing and the other driver knows that he had made a mistake and gives back the position. it is completely fair. I was not disappointed with this race. I really enjoyed this race, and this week's race was amazing. And I hope next week we could get Monza or something, you know, De La Salle. I'm really craving for those two tracks. I really do hope we could get those tracks. Anyways, guys, today's race, if you have enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. And if you do subscribe, please leave a comment that you subbed and give me the pleasure of replying you back in saying thank you to you. Anyways, guys, my name is Yuvi, and I'll see you in the next one.